Hello, this is Mr. Collier, and today we are going to be changing the subject in some formulas. Okay, so what that means is rather than having f over here on the left-hand side, f equals some expression, we're going to have m equals some expression. Okay, so to calculate f here, this is a formula from science. This is force equals mass times acceleration. To calculate force, you do mass times acceleration. So this is asking, how do you calculate mass? And to do that, we change the subject to m. We solve for m. And to do that, we have m here. Okay, we don't want the a, we just want the m, so we're going to get rid of that a. So to do the opposite of times a, you divide by a, both sides of the equation. And we get m equals force divided by acceleration. And that's how you calculate the mass if you're given the force and the acceleration. Okay, next example, very similar. This is distance equals speed times time. We're going to solve for s and t. We're going to get an equation that gives you the speed and an equation that gives you the time. So if you want to solve for s here, we're going to divide both sides by t. And we get s equals d over t. That means speed equals distance divided by time. And if we do the solving for t now, we're going to do distance equals speed times time. Solve for t, we divide both sides by s. We get t equals d out of s. That means time equals distance divided by speed. Now you have a way to calculate speed and time given the other two variables. Okay, nextly, let's go on to some more advanced ones. In this example, this is also from science. Density equals mass divided by volume. In this case, we're going to be solving for V. We want to, well, first of all, V is in the denominator here. This is a fraction. If we want to get rid of fractions, we multiply by whatever's in the denominator. So let's multiply both sides of the equation by V. Those V's will cancel. Then we have m equals V times d. And we're solving for v, so let's divide both sides by d to get rid of that d. And we have volume equals mass divided by density. So that's how you calculate the volume given mass and density. Next equation, this is the area of a circle. And we're going to solve for radius. Okay, so first of all we have pi here. I'm going to get rid of pi. We're going to divide both sides by pi. And that's going to give me r squared equals area divided by pi. And the opposite of squaring is square root. Now we don't need to take the positive and negative square root because it's a radius. It can't be a negative number, so it's just going to be the positive square root of a divided by pi. So if you're given the area of a circle, you can calculate the radius by doing area divided by pi and then take the square root. That's how you find the radius of a circle given the area. And lastly, okay, our most complicated example yet. In this equation here, we're going to solve for y. So we're going to make y the subject. So we're going to use the distributive property on both sides of the equation. We'll get 5x squared plus 5xy equals x squared minus, now that should be a y, sorry about that, that's going to be 3xy. So here we're going to be solving for y. Now it's a bit complicated, but basically you've got a y here and you got a y in this term. We want to get your y's to one side of the equation, so we're going to, let's add 3xy to both sides of the equation. That cancels that one. Here you're going to get, we have 5x squared, and this is going to be 8xy equals x squared. And we've got y here. We don't need this term on this side of the equation, so let's subtract 5x squared from both sides. And we get 8xy equals, well, this is 1x squared minus 5x squared is 4x squared, or negative 4x squared rather. And to solve for y here, we can divide both sides by 8x, and then we've got y equals, this is negative 4 of 8. 4 of 8 is half, so we have negative half, and x squared divided by x is going to be x, so y equals negative half x.